Good morning and welcome to Lariat TV News Today. I'm Caroline Waterhouse.
And I'm Meredith Aldis. Thanks for joining us.
We have breaking news this morning from Round Rock, north of Austin, where police are confirming the suspect in the string of bombings in Austin this week is dead. Police and SWAT teams were approaching the vehicle of the suspect early this morning when he detonated a bomb, killing himself and injuring one police officer.
They had been tracking him for a few hours after identifying him from surveillance video and photos at a FedEx facility where investigators believe he had dropped off 2 explosive packages. The incident occurred on an I-35 frontage road near exit 256 that is just south of the IKEA store in Round Rock. Our Christy Soto is at that scene this morning with an update.
I'm in Round Rock right off of I-35 where the suspect for the Austin serial bombs has been pronounced dead after he self-detonated a bomb in his car. I'm across the street from the scene. I'm going to give you a closer look from what's going on at the scene and what law enforcement are doing. So as you can see, those are law enforcement trucks. They've been here since early this morning. I arrived at the scene at 5 o'clock. The information I have is that the suspect is a 24-year-old man. His name has not been released. I-35 was closed this morning, but they are starting to open it up. It's still pretty congested out here, so if you're traveling to work, that may be a problem.
The suspect has now been identified as 24-year-old Mark Anthony Condit of Pflugerville. Police think he's responsible for half a dozen explosive packages the last couple weeks in the Austin area. Authorities are telling people they are to remain vigilant and not disturb or open any suspicious packages. They are not 100% sure he didn't plant more explosive packages somewhere. They expect to have the southbound lanes of I-35 in that area shut down for a few more hours this morning. Check BaylorLariat.com for updates.
Beginning in 1981, March has been recognized as Women's History Month. I sat down with a professor at Baylor who is very influential in the science field. The influence women have within the Baylor community is evident, especially by Dr. Maria Botazzi, who is a distinguished professor of biology and the Associate Dean of the National School of Tropical Medicine at Baylor College of Medicine. Being a minority and a woman can be challenging, but also brings many opportunities.
The benefit of being a woman is that you can certainly reach a lot of these populations, that you can showcase that we can do and that we have the same, opportunities that anybody should and have.
Botazzi's influences throughout her life helped her become who she is today.
The majority of the faculty and the peers that were teaching in Honduras were a lot of women. And even today, you still aspire to see how we can break that glass ceiling, right, and move up. That said, I have to say that I also was very fortunate that I had a lot of male mentors, which certainly are very, very dedicated to ensuring that they give to their women peer or also to their fellow colleagues the opportunity.
Botazzi uses her science platform to empower others and bring opportunities for training and research programs.
The way that I would like to make sure that I can inspire and certainly provide, the young generations to really get excited about coming into science, biology, and certainly the fields of neglected tropical diseases is by being an advocate for them.
She hopes to inspire future scientists with her words of wisdom.
The top lessons, as I said, mentorship, public engagement, certainly being able to be much more broad in your networking and be more interdisciplinary and always think outside of the box.
For Lariat TV News Today, I'm Meredith Aldis.
Women who have been made in history in Waco will be honored at the Waco Women's History Walk on Thursday. The mile-long walk will begin at 5:30 p.m. at the Waco Suspension Bridge and pass through different landmarks such as the McCulley House Museum, McLennan County Jail, and Waco City Hall. Among the honorees is Kate Ross, the First Lady of Waco, who is believed to be the first to cross the Waco Suspension Bridge at its opening in 1870. The walk was made possible by two Baylor community members, Lake Forest, Illinois sophomore Sarah Tremel, and Director of Women's and Gender Studies, Dr. Lisa Shaver. The two women conducted research for the project and will be presenting at the Waco Women's History Walk.
More than 340 men attended an all-male service project called Unite last Saturday at the World Hunger Relief Farm in Waco. Sponsored by the non-chartered campus organization Brothers in Arms, the service event was an attempt to foster brotherhood among Baylor student organizations and unify Baylor's male population. Members of both the Interfraternity Council and the Multicultural Greek Council participated. The Baylor volunteers worked alongside notable public figures, including Hall of Fame linebacker Mike Singletary and Baylor's first gentleman, Brad Livingstone. Volunteers were encouraged to get to know one another in small groups and work to clear an overgrown fence line covering numerous acres at the nonprofit organic farm.
Sorority may soon make its way onto campus. The Baylor's Panhellenic Council is currently exploring the option and says it is in the early stages of the process. If added, the sorority would be Baylor's most recent addition since the removal of Kappa Delta, Baylor's former 9th Panhellenic sorority, which was disbanded in 2010 due to low membership. The new sorority would appear for only open house day during the formal recruitment process and later extend bids through continuous open bidding. There is no indication yet as to when or if an addition will be made.
Baylor Theater premiered their newest production, Romeo and Juliet, last night. The play takes place in the Jones Theater of the Hooper Schaefer Fine Arts Center and will feature junior Sawyer Patterson as Romeo and senior Haley Evans as Juliet. The production is directed by Stephen Pounders, a Baylor theater professor and professional actor and director. The play takes a modern twist on the Romeo and Juliet classic that many people are familiar with. The play will run from Tuesday through Sunday this week, so there are plenty of opportunities to enjoy the show. You can get your tickets online at baylor.edu/theater or at the Baylor Theater box office at $17 for students.
Lauren Cox is known as a basketball star on the court, but behind the scenes she deals with something many people are not aware of.
LTVN's Elizabeth Tharp has a story when we come back.
It's not just a school to me, it's home.
Everyone's there to help you and to see you succeed.
Challenging.
You're
like, I'm here, I can do this.
Friends.
Friendship.
Relationships.
There's people that know you and people that are there for you around every corner.
It's the shared experience. Rigorous.
Growth.
Transformative.
Tradition.
Faith.
I've loved every second of it. It's family.
It's home.
It's Baylor.
Local favorite tea shop Tea to Go is seeking Chapter 7 bankruptcy and will soon be rebranded as Nobility. The company has less than $50,000 in assets and over $1 million in debt. The founding owners of Tea to Go offered franchises the option to continue operating under Tea to Go's name or to branch off and rebrand themselves. The owner and franchise of the store near Baylor, Ford Farrer, decided to rebrand, and now 8 Tea to Go locations will be converting over to the Nobility brand. All rebranding is expected to be complete before June 30th of this year, but the ownership and the product line of the Waco location will remain the same.
One Baylor women's basketball player has been working non-stop this season, making a huge impact on the court. But Lady Bears star Lauren Cox is also impressing people with how she is dealing with another part of her life. And our Elizabeth Tharp explains.
19-year-old sophomore Lauren Cox not only has a battle on the court as a Lady Bear, but off the court as well. Cox was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when she was 7 years old.
I was really young, so I didn't really know what was going on, that kind of stuff. But I've learned a lot from it. I'm an expert on it now. So.
Cox said coping with diabetes was hard being so young, and as she got older, she became embarrassed by it.
I didn't want to be the center of attention. Like, I didn't want people staring at me when I was trying to take a shot or checking my blood sugar.
When Cox got to Baylor, she said head coach Kim Mulkey was the one who told her not to hide her diabetes and instead become a role model for younger kids.
That's kind of when I started, showing it to people.
This is the video of the exact moment when Cox told Mulkey she was committing to Baylor.
What?
What?
It was an amazing and emotional moment for everyone.
She's really tried to learn a lot since I've been here. She's never had a player with diabetes before, so whenever she sees me testing my blood sugar or taking insulin or anything, she'll come over and be like, "What are you doing? Tell me about this."
Along with Coach Mulkey, Cox said her family has also been a huge part in her journey and said it was hard to leave them when she left for college.
They had always helped me through high school and everything, even though I knew how to take care of it and stuff, but they were just there just to help me if I needed it.
Cox said becoming a role model for younger kids has been awesome and loves seeing their faces light up when they get to meet her at the games.
Just knowing that I have that effect on them and I can be that role model for them.
Cox said people should know that her diabetes isn't going to hold her back and shouldn't hold anyone else back from doing what they want.
Whether they have a doctor in their ear telling them they can't do this, they can't do that, I want to be that person to show them that they can.
For Lariat TV News Today, this is Elizabeth Tharp reporting.
Self-driving cars and machines with human-like minds are becoming more and more common as technology advances. The Automated World, a series hosted by the Baylor Global Business Forum, sparked necessary conversations last week among students about the impact that artificial intelligence will have on our futures. Artificial intelligence, or AI for short, can be described as a world where computers handle the majority of human duties and occupations. President of Baylor Global Business Connect, Claire Harvey, said she hopes that students will begin to think about the roles technology plays in the business world after the Automated World series.
HEB held its annual Celebrity Cook-Off Friday evening at the Waco Convention Center to benefit the Waco Independent School District Education Foundation. This year's cook-off was a huge milestone because the event has officially raised over $1 million for Waco ISD classrooms over its 12-year history. The popular annual event featured food prepared by various local Waco celebrities. Chefs competed for awards with their food selections, including Best Appetizer, Best Entree, Best Dessert, Top Chef, and more. The event has officially grown exponentially, and the Waco ISD Education Foundation will continue searching for creative ways to fundraise to benefit Waco schools.
Baylor's Hispanic Student Association is hosting a university-wide week of events to reach out to new people and to celebrate over 30 years of community excellence on campus. There will be events every day this week in various places across campus. While the purpose of Hispanic Student Association is to bring together the Latino community, the organization has also another purpose: to branch out past the Latino community, engage with other groups. For students interested in being a part of Hispanic Student Association, meetings are held at 6:30 p.m. every other Thursday, and their social media pages can help you stay up to date on the latest information.
Kim Mulkey's Lady Bears are Sweet 16 bound for the 10th year in a row.
We've got sports coming up after the break.
It's not just a school to me, it's home.
Home.
Everyone's there to help you and to see you succeed.
Challenging.
Challenging.
You're like, I'm here, I can do this.
Friends.
Friendship.
Relationships.
There's people that know you and people that are there for you around every corner.
It's the shared experience. Rigorous.
Growth.
Transformative. Tradition.
Tradition.
Faith.
Faith.
I've loved every second of it. It's family.
It's home.
It's Baylor.
After dominating 15-seed Grambling State and 7-seed Michigan this past weekend, the 2-seed Baylor women's basketball team is heading to the Sweet 16 in Lexington, Kentucky. Fans can look closely at the powerful duo of junior center Kalani Brown and sophomore forward Lauren Cox, who grabbed a combined 25 rebounds against Michigan. The team will also need to lean on freshman guard Alexis Morris, as well as Baylor's only senior guard on the court, Dakia Cohen, and hopes to move on to the Elite Eight.
You know, comparing teams is like comparing your children. You can't do that. Each is different. So to answer your question, I'm not going to say these things to compare them to other teams. I'm going to talk about this particular team. This, by far, no question about it, has been my roughest, toughest year away from the court. For personal reasons, both for myself, my child, and these kids and their families.
One Baylor tennis player traveled a long way to become a Baylor Bear, but coming to Waco wasn't part of his original plan. Here's his story.
Freshman Sven Law is a Baylor tennis player from Slovenia, and 10 months ago, Law told the Bears no and that he was playing for Ohio State. But Baylor got a second chance after his plans with the Buckeyes fell through.
He reached back out to us after a while with saying he was going to go to Ohio State. He was going to go to Ohio State. He ended up with us. Hadn't been to campus. Didn't really know knew a few of the guys on the team, but didn't know much about Baylor.
Head coach Matt Knoll wanted to recruit Law, and a former Baylor tennis player and Slovenian national helped influence Law in his decision to commit to the Bears.
The first message I saw on my Facebook Messenger was Coach Knoll, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna check Baylor. I knew before that one Slovenian guy, Matthias Gaga, went here like a couple years ago, and he was like, of course, Baylor is a great place to go, especially for tennis, school-wise, of course. And I was like, okay, why not? And I sent a message back to Coach Knoll, and that's how I ended up here.
Law said that his transition to America hasn't been difficult because his teammates help him feel at home.
All our players on our team do extremely good job of making you feel good on team, on and off the court. They support you in all the ways that is possible, so it just feels like another family.
It's been a really fun process to see him get used to the culture and used to the environment, and then really be at home now.
Reporting for Lariat TV News Today, I'm Branson Hardcastle.
The Baylor baseball team took on Dallas Baptist University last night and came away with a 5-2 win over the Patriots. But the big news for the Bears happened last weekend when they hosted number 8 Texas Tech. Baylor baseball hosted number 8 Texas Tech this past weekend in the Big 12 conference opener. The Bears won the series as they took the first 2 games before dropping the last one on Sunday.
First 2 days we did a great job offensively, defensively, and especially on the mound. And today we just gave them too many free bases and allowed that offense to get going. They're a big momentum team, and once they get going, they start feeling good about themselves, just like most offenses do, and they start swinging a little freer. So, giving them 9, I think it was, extra bases, it's tough. But you know what? We have to find a way to overcome it and continue to press on.
Well, we did a lot of good things today, but we also did some bad things. I mean, the walks got to be cut down. We know that. Everybody knows that. But I thought we hit the baseball well. I think we had 9 hits and 4 runs. I mean, Sunday that may get you win sometimes, but pitching just needs to step it up on Sunday a little bit. That's all. We'll get it.
Reporting for Lariat TV News Today, I'm Branson Hardcastle. The 11th ranked Baylor softball team hosted North Texas in a Tuesday contest for their final home game at the Getterman Stadium before Big 12 play kicks off. The Lady Bears were able to defeat the Mean Green 2-0 thanks to the offense of sophomores Alyssa Avalos and Taylor Ellis, along with the hot performance in the circle by junior pitcher Gia Rodoni, who collected 10 strikeouts. Baylor will hit the road to face North Dakota State next in Baton Rouge, Louisiana on Friday. And that's your sports update for this week.
And that's all for Lariat TV News Today. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.